What is up guys, I'm Julius and today I'll be teaching you how to create this super easy map animation in Premiere. Let's go! So I am here in my Premiere where I prepared a good old 1920 by 1080 sequence. And I have found a picture of the US which is very large, as you can see. This is a 4K image. So when I drag this on top of my sequence, it will be very zoomed in. But this is fine, we will work around with it. And let's maybe make the clip approximately 8 seconds long, like so. And the first thing you want to do is click on your picture, right here, right click, then hit scale to frame size. And this will basically just zoom it out without changing the scale, as you can see, but it will still keep the high quality. So next thing we want to do is draw a line from New York to San Francisco. And I do that just by selecting the pen tool. You can do that by clicking P. And left clicking here and left clicking here and hold it in and just make a curved line, something like this. That looks beautiful. And if yours is filled, just make sure to go into here, Window, Essential Graphics, and click on your line and make sure that the fill is toggled off and that it's a stroke and it's maybe 5 wide or something like that. So just drag this one out like so. And now we're gonna create the animation. That's the first step. So go over here into your project, new item, adjustment layer, and hit OK, and drag that on top. Like so. And here we want to go under opacity and hit the create for polygon mask like so. So we have a mask. Just change the filter to 0. Next up, you want to go into your effects, video effects, keying, track matte key, and apply that to your graphics layer. And in your effect control panel, you want to change the matte to video 4, because that is the layer that your adjustment layer is on. And this will basically just do it so that the graph will be visible if it is inside the mask. So go to the start of your clip and just drag the mask out all the way to the right, like so. So it barely covers, right? And you want to enable keyframes on mask expansion. And then you want, let's say the animation is going to last for 6 seconds. You want to go 6 seconds forward to your timeline. And you just want to crank the mask expansion up all the way to where your line is going to end. So somewhere around there, right? So now, as you can see, we are going to have this smooth animation lasting for 6 seconds. Next step is to apply another adjustment layer on top. So everything underneath will be handled by this adjustment layer. And we want to go into, I can't for the love of God remember where it is. So let's go into, let's just search for it. It's called Basic 3D and apply that to your adjustment layer like so. And this one will allow you to change the swivel and the tilt and the distance to the image. But what we will be using is the tilt and the swivel. So just enable keyframes from those at the start of your clip. Like so, make sure that you are at 0, 0 on the timeline and change the swivel to something like, let's do 35 and this one maybe to 5. Very nice. And then our graph animation ended at 6 seconds, so we go 6 seconds forward like so. And we're just gonna do the inverse, so negative 35 and negative 5. So now we're gonna have this kind of scuffed 3D animation like so of our graph and the map moving. But it kind of works, right? So the next step is we want to have it zoomed in so we don't have these ugly black borders. And we could like animate the motion here on these separate ones, or we could maybe apply a 3D transform to this one, but it will interact kind of weird with this adjustment layer. So we want to actually apply yet another adjustment layer on top. So everything underneath gets handled again by this adjustment layer. And then video effects, sort, and transform and apply that to your topmost. And here we want to, first and foremost, zoom it in a little bit. So let's do 250. Next up, we want to key the position. So enable keyframes and take it to where our graph starts. And make sure to put that in the middle, and that is New York in this case, right? So it is somewhat in the middle on the y-axis. And then we again go 6 seconds forward, like so. And we want to just change the position again to somewhat have San Francisco in the middle. So now we're gonna have this really smooth animation, like so. easy as that. The effect is basically done, but we can do a little bit more. So the next thing I am going to do is I will apply another adjustment here on top, believe it or not. And I will just add some blur, because if it's 3D, usually the furthest places away are a little bit blurry, like the edges. So create an ellipse mask and just expand it a little bit to something that looks good. Maybe this could be fine. And feather the mask a lot and then invert it. And we go over here into our video effects and find the blur and sharpen and just apply a Gaussian blur to this. Just turn it up, just slide it, make it a little bit subtle, right? So you see the edges here, it gets a little bit blurry, but not too blurry. So this will really sell like almost like this 3D type look. And also it will help put the line in focus. I kind of like that. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is all our animations, I'm gonna make them smooth. So our first adjustment, I'm going into that, selecting both our keyframes, right clicking, ease in, ease out. And this will just create this smooth curve, as you can see. And I'm gonna do the same for these two under our basic 3D, ease in, ease out, and again, it creates this smooth curve. And I'm gonna do that for our transform as well. And I'm not gonna do it on the Gaussian blur because that is not keyed. So take a look at the final product, guys. It's quite beautiful how you can make simple 3D animations in Premiere. You don't even have to open After Effects for this. But anyways, that was all I had for this tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.